Give you like 30 seconds on the screen.
Okay.
Alrighty, we're going with the intro. Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable with Dominic Sicali. So today's topics from the preview, everybody knows who I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to wait till more people come on before I discuss the shit with Skinny Joe Merlino, the alleged boss of Philadelphia, for, he wanted to call me a jerk off. So we'll go into that a little bit later when people are on. But I'll start with our sponsor, EG Vodka. Guys, go to egvodka.com. Should be up and running sometime next week. We'll be licensed in 44 states to distribute, to send you vodka. Try it. You'll love it. You won't go back to any other vodka. When I tell you that, trust me, it's that smooth. You can even sip it. Chill it, sip it. Excellent. No burn. Zero. 100% organic, gluten-free. Go to egvodka.com. Order it today. You will not be disappointed. And then guys, go to the Man Shop. Fill out your questionnaire. If you have any type of erectile dysfunction, themanshop.com. Everything's private. Have your consult. Get your subscription. And trust me, you'll feel like you're 18 years old again. That's themanshop.com. So everybody mostly everybody's aware Joe Massino passed away. Joey Merlino reported that. We have a new guy on this mafia genre who's not a rat. This part is, I don't know, but he's in the mafia, and and we'll go into more about that. But he broke the story that Joe Massino passed away. Somebody else confirmed that Joe passed away on the 14th of September. I have no idea. It could have been obesity, heart conditions. I know he had diabetes, so he wasn't in too good a shape. But sad part of it all, he was only home maybe 6 years, half a dozen years, and he destroyed a legacy that he built. He would have definitely went down as one of the best crime bosses of all times if he never cooperated. And to each his own. Was it worth it for him cooperating? Only he knows. He made the excuse of money, but he still gave the government, I think, $7 or $8 million. So, and listen, he wasn't hurting for money. The guy's worth maybe 40, 50 million. So, it's, sure a lot of people are happy, but, it's just unbelievable what he did, how he did it. Setting Vinny up. Definitely it was a setup, without a doubt. And, it's just a shame. It's a shame with the prosecutor. It was never Vinny's idea to take out the prosecutor. Joe's the one that sent word, and they told the government that. And, even Joe failed a lie detector test regarding that, but they still pursued it. They still went in. And the government had to do what they had to do, for fear that, but was telling the truth. One of their own would be have their life on the line. So I can understand that now, as I look back.
We're checking to see if people can hear you.
Oh, can people hear me? You have okay. All right, they're fixing the volume problem. Yeah, I moved the mic closer. Is that better? Or no?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
Everybody can understand you clearly. It's just there's an echo. I'm trying to work it out.
Okay. The guys are trying to work it out, so as you know, sorry about that. It happens. It's good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, also, we will talk about Gene Borello. It was released 2 days ago, and got a phone call early in the morning. Gene at the airport. He's a little disheveled right now, and but I'm glad he's out. We're going to set something up that he comes on live with me. And we have got a lot of stories to tell. A lot of good stuff coming in. Inside stories about what's going on in the prison system with the mob guys. So stay tuned for that. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. All these purported tough guys, purported stand-up mobsters, what's actually going on in the prison system. And he was in there, so wait till you hear these stories. So, and hopefully we'll keep Gene under control that he doesn't get not violated, arrested anymore. And just try to calm him down a little bit. He deserves a second chance like everybody out there. Also, who else did we say we were going to talk about today? Guys? We have Merlino. There was another topic. Oh, the snake. The slithering snake, Sammy Gravano. So, I know most of you people saw the video with Lee Cole where it looked like some type of altercation. But before that, Sammy did answer some questions. The snake answered questions about Alan Kaiser. Now, only Sammy knows the truth, how this kid, who shot him, whether it was Sammy or the guy Sammy was with. And the kid got killed for no reason, wrong place, wrong time. But Sammy said one of his comments to Lee Cole was he apologized. Well, as of yesterday, we got confirmation. And I got confirmation and I was told to go with it. Mikey Scars and I talk. We bounce a lot of things back and forth off each other. He's a great guy. Great, classy guy. And so RJ as well. And Mikey was telling me yesterday that he got confirmation from someone, and I'm almost 1,000% sure in the Kaiser family, that Sammy never apologized. Because they wouldn't even, I'm going to add this, I don't think they would accept Sammy's apology. But Mikey said, go ahead, go with it. And so that's what I'm doing. Sammy never apologized. So that's another lie Sammy's telling. He's just full of it. Like I said, the snake slithers and just lying up his ass. So it just shows the type of caliber Sammy is. So guys, how could people... I don't even want to go into it. I don't want to talk any more negativity about him. Guy's just a piece of shit in my eyes, my book. That's my opinion. So I'm sure the Kaiser family feels the same way. And to show no remorse or not even to give something or say something, it just shows how evil he is. It's really disgusting. It's really, well, that's what you get from a serial killer. You know, that's what it is. So now we'll go, how many people we have on? About. Okay, that's enough. We'll go into Joey Merlino's story. So, I'm a jerk off, Joe. I'm fine with that. That's okay. I'm a jerk off and a rat. But I do have to say this. I apologize. I apologize about the Chris Pacello thing. You know what, Joe? You made a good point. It came from Capisci. There's always three sides to a story. And people, remember in the beginning, I turned around and told you people, I'm not going to get things right all the time. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This time I was wrong. So I apologize for that because there's always three sides to a story. And I heard a story, so I didn't hear from anybody, but there's always three sides. There's Joey's side, there's Chris' side, and you'll find the truth somewhere in the middle. So you made a good point. It came out on Capisci. You're saying it never happened, so who am I to say different? You know? So I apologize for putting that out there. And calling me a jerk off, a rat, I'm okay with that. That's your opinion. I'm fine. But one thing you can never call me is a punk. That's for sure. So I'm still a man at the end of the day, just the way you are. And I'll reiterate, Joe, because I know you're watching. People are going to call you. People are going to text you. I'm not even, and I'm saying this as giving you friendly advice. You can't win against the government. You cannot win. And you know they have their nose open for you because you beat them. And I commend you for that. Trust me, I don't want to see anybody locked up. I commend you for that. Don't throw it in their face. I'm giving you good, friendly advice. You can't win with them, and you know it. Deep down, there has to be people around you to tell you I'm right. You can't win with them. Do your thing, your sports, you tell stories. I see you have that charisma. You're charismatic. I even heard good things about you even when I was away. And we missed each other in Allenwood. You had just left. And I'll tell you the type of guy Joey was. There might have been about 15 to 20 Italians over there. When Joe got home, he sent them all money. So that's a classy move. So I got to give you that too. We never met each other. You have a different opinion than me, and I don't knock it. I don't knock it. But listen, it just shows the mafia had changed. And somebody brought this to my attention. Most of the guys nowadays, and I have to look at it this way, I still have sometimes you're looking at the mafia's, I would say, tunnel vision. And when I first saw Joey on, I'm like, you represent something like, how the fuck are you going on social media? But then again, I step back. I'm like, okay, well, he's doing something different. Kudos to him. And then I'm thinking, well, having a conversation with another former wise guy, they said, Dom, do you even realize how many made members are on Facebook? Because in my day, we would never do that. We would never promote or go on Facebook or on any social media, especially if you're a made guy. So he says, Dom, it's like accepted nowadays. So Joe's the first one out of the box. Kudos to you. I know you're going to have a great show because you could see your charisma and everything. Wish you the best and more power to you. So again, people, like I said before, if I ever say something wrong, misstate, I reevaluate it, I'll come back. So I'm a man. So right, wrong, or indifference, I'm still a man at the end of the day, but I keep it real 24/7. And I'm humble enough to say when I'm wrong. And that time, I was wrong for stating something and not hearing all sides of the story. So again, with that said, who else could we go into today? Or maybe take some questions. Good.
So, Dom, are you worried that Merlino is going to send Peter Pan to pay you a visit?
I'm not listening. Not worried. I got one person to answer to, and that's God. So when my time's up, whether I could drop dead right now of a heart attack, when your time's up, your time's up. It doesn't matter.
Dom, do you know Marty and Michael Takeda from Jersey? They were close with Joey Merlino.
No, I don't think I know them.
Tom, do you know any made guys your time that had a piece of Atlantic City or Vegas?
Piece of Atlantic City or Vegas. No, I just heard rumors about the Philly mob that they had ins and outs in Atlantic City. Vegas, no.
Donation from J777.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate the donation. Any question?
No.
Would you be open to a sit down with yourself, Mikey Scars, Francisi, and also include John Panisi? You could compare eras from Francis all the way to today's with John Panisi. Interested?
Yes, we were actually talking about it. There was discussions going back and forth with Mikey, and myself to sit down, the three capos. So we'll see how it unfolds. I know we're all busy. So hopefully we can sit down. And yes, it would be, I think, refreshing to hear stories, hear how times have changed because it's basically almost three different eras. So it's three different times and it's three different crime families. So yeah, I think it'll give a lot of insight. I think we'll all complement one another. And I think it can be a good show. So yes, it's open for discussion.
Hey, Dom, Bella's coffee maker is not working, so he just wanted to let everybody know that.
Hey, Bella, love you. Thank you for always supporting and words of encouragement. Oh, and Fluff is still hanging in there. So, she's on her last leg, but she's still hanging in there.
A question from Tony Hansen. Did you know any of the made guys during your time that had a piece of Atlantic City or Vegas?
Just read that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Terry read that. Sorry, guys, we're one person short. The anchor's gone, so she's not here today. So,
Donation from Dunstan Munson.
thank you for the donation. Any comment?
question.
No question.
Coming in, come just.
All right. As they're flowing in.
South Philly in the building. Hey Dom, what's the biggest amount of money you lost on a gambling bet?
Oh, listen, I didn't gamble. Vinny was a degenerate gambler. And we had a major sports book I was partners with him with. And Vinny was the type, I really don't gamble. He's the one who gambles. So he's like, Bo, you want to go partners with me? So I'm thinking, let me go partners with him because it makes no sense. Because what's going to happen, if he loses, I'm going to still have to come up with money. So, and then if he wins, I don't get any of the winnings. So I said yes. Maybe one weekend in football, we offsetted. I would say dropped maybe about $380,000 to $400,000. But meaning we offsetted. We had a major guy who would bet anywhere from 5 to 7 million on football on Saturday and Sunday. And we might have been up maybe $1 million with him. Any given week. The most we ever won, we collected from him was maybe about, I'd say, 500,000. That Vinny and I would split, and there was another group that was partners with us, so we split it. We split everything. But it was amazing. This guy would just a degenerate gambler. But for that, we crippled him on football season. Then baseball came around. He destroyed us. And Vinny just kept on, go ahead, and he crippled us. But to answer your question, it was maybe about $380,000 to $400,000 that Vinny had lost.
Tom, when and what was your making ceremony like?
When the year, I think 2003, 2004, it was in Anthony Donato's home downstairs. Vinny called me, said, come on, you have to get dressed, come with me. And right away I knew. So it was nice. Tony Urso was there. Joe Camarano Sr. was there. I think Anthony Rubito, Nicky Santoro, Vinny Basciano, Patty DiFilippo. And then there was other inductees with me. So it was a nice ceremony. Anthony wasn't there, wasn't present. He went upstairs. And then afterwards he came downstairs after the ceremony was over. We ate. And then Vinny took me out. Bruno was waiting for us. And we went out to a place in the Bronx. But it was a nice ceremony. He had asked me if I felt different afterwards. I said, no, what the fuck am I going to feel different for? I'm still myself. I'm still Dominic.
We have a comment here from TC. All right, Big Dom. TC coming in from Merseyside, England. Much love to you and the team, fella. Keep it doing, mate. All the best.
There you go, UK in the house. Love you people out there. Hopefully I'll be out there soon seeing my boy Mick. Just a lot of love for you, Mick.
Do you know anybody in the Dixie Mafia still active?
No, I don't know anybody in the Dixie Mafia, just in the prison gangs. But that's so many years ago.
Tom, you mentioned Mobster, Tunnel Vision. Are you friends with now anyone from any other families you once fought with? Any collaborations for a cool sit-down?
You know what? I would never make one of my old acquaintances feel uncomfortable. So unless they want to come out, they want to sit down, I'm open for anybody. As long as it could be healthy. People are entitled to their opinion. Like Joey Merlino called me a jerk off. That jerk off Dominic was his words, but I'm okay with that. Like, it's all right. That's his opinion. He never met me. He doesn't know me personally, other than me being a rat. So, and he's against rats. And that's where I have a problem. Like, if you're against rats, but again, I just see things differently. If I was still in the life, I would never get on social media at all. That's just the way I am. He says he's out of the life. I hope he is. If he is, never has to worry looking over his shoulder. And be very careful who comes into you, who says they're your friends. Because trust me, there's so many people out there, they'll set you up like that. Just be careful, Joe. That's all I'm saying.
Donation from Dean Justice.
Thank you, Dean, for the donation.
Hey, Dom. With how corrupt the FBI is nowadays, if they were corrupt back in the day, and it could be proved, Is there any chance some May guys have their convictions overturned?
That's difficult. And I don't know about corrupt in today's society with the FBI. You know, I know people are saying he's a fool for saying that, but there's just so much. A lot of them don't want to risk their jobs. The one I've been involved with, they will buy the book. But, you know, who knows? As far as back in the day, it's hard to overturn the case. Even Vinny has a shot right now in front of Judge Garifas to overturn the case. But he has 2 life sentences, 2 separate cases. So if he overturns one life and they give him time served, he still has another life to overcome. You know, and the sad part was, Vinny could have accepted a plea. 27 years they offered him for the 2 cases, 17 on one, 10 on the other. And 99% of the time, if he would have accepted that plea, they would have ran the cases together. Meaning, he has 27 years, but he's doing time simultaneously. So it only goes to the max time. So he'd be doing basically the 2 bids, but time on 17 years. So he's out in about 14 and a half, 15 years tops. He would have been home already 6 years. So, but Vinny chose not to. He wanted to fight the case. And another thing, folks, I want everybody to realize, 2 months. I'm locked up 2 months. Michael Nose stepped to somebody and said, send a message to Dominic. Dominic has nothing coming. The guy looked at him and said, you out of your fucking mind? You heard what I'm telling you? Tell him he has nothing coming. He's in there because of the crime family, because of you guys, he said. He's in there because of you guys. And you want me to tell him he has nothing coming? Michael said, yeah, send that message. That shows the fucking, I apologize for cursing. That shows the way the life is, the way people are in power who shouldn't be in power. I just killed somebody for you. We were going to kill the prosecutor for the crime family. We took out another guy, all mob related. And you have the nerve to tell me I have nothing coming because you don't like me? So, you know, they make it easy for guys to cooperate. And I'm not using that as an excuse. I'll say it again. I did take the coward way out. And I don't hide it. There's no way around it. I'm not a guy like Sammy who's afraid to say it, to say, well, I'm a cooperating witness. No, you're a rat. Just the way I am, we're rats. We ratted. I keep it real 24/7. And that's it. I live with myself, and I know what I did, and I took the easy way out. There's no excuse. And I have a lot of them. Trust me, folks.
We have another super chat from Richard Pilotro.
Thank you, Richard.
Sorry if I butchered that, Richard.
Oh, you killed that.
Send me some vodka to Chicago.
Actually, I think Chicago is one of the states we can't. Chicago, I think, is one of the states that are approved. There's like 7 states. I know Alaska, no. Too expensive. I think South Dakota. So Chicago, I'm pretty sure. It'll be up on the website. Anything else, Carrie? Carrie?
Light it up now.
Can Carrie come out and play?
Hey, Dom, what you mix with that cup of vodka? That's from Ace.
This is Mace.
That's serious.
Dom, which borough had the deepest mafia presence?
Which borough? Every borough is different. Bronx had, where we lived, there's a strong presence. Howard Beach also a strong presence. So every borough is different. You know, I don't know too much about Brooklyn. But I would say between Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx.
Dom, with Massino dying, will you think that will change Vinny's case? That all of you think he gets another day in court?
I don't know. It's a good question, but they have Massino's testimony.
That's from Bella, by the way. She's right on.
As far as changing I don't think it's going to change the outcome because both homicides, I was there, you know. So I don't think it'll change, you know. But who's to say? But I'll tell you this. I really believe Vinny should get it overturned based on the fact he was set up by Joe. Joe lured him and set him up while he's cooperated. They made them co-defendants. That's even worse. So I think he will have his day in court. If it is overturned, they'll probably offer him a plea. Hopefully he'll take the plea because it makes no sense not to. So he'll get time served on that one. And then he still has the uphill battle with the other murder. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you wear cologne? What's your top three?
Do I wear cologne? Yes, I wear cologne. I like what is it? Now I got a mind block. I used to wear CK. Vinny had turned me on to that. Or Calvin. It was Calvin. I used to wear that. But right now I wear Tom Ford. What's it? Black Orchid. I wear Tom Ford. I love it. I wear that all the time. Not too many people wear it. Creed's another good one. But my favorite's Tom Ford.
I have another super chat from Alexander Wilson.
Thank you, Alexander.
Nikki Santora, I read in the New York Post that when he was in prison in 2015, the prison wouldn't give him a wheelchair, and he fell down the stairs and badly injured himself. Have you heard this?
No, but I wouldn't put it past them not to give him a wheelchair. But I don't see now. You have tiers in the units, and if he was in the unit, I don't see why they would have him on a top tier if he needed a wheelchair. He should be on a bottom tier. So, especially for the older guys. So, who knows? But I wouldn't put it past the BOP. They're dirty. They're no good. Oh, and to let everybody know, we're not going to be doing the Patreon channel anymore, The Life of Dom Sicali. I just decided, Jeff and I guess we spoke, we're just seeing differences. I respect his opinion. I hope he respects mine. We have different views, but... great guy, and it's just more me, I would say, because it's just I don't like to be told basically what to do, what I can't do. And like I said, Jeff's a great guy. If he still wants, I would go on his show, do anything with him. So it was more my fault with that. But other than that, he'll be returning the funds to people. I don't have access to any of the accounts, so I don't know what was sent in. I don't even know how many people we had on Patreon. So he did give me the login information, but I didn't have the email information, so I was never able to get on. I never even seen one of my shows on Patreon. So sorry if disappointed you, but maybe I'll go back to 2 days a week, set something up, especially now with Gene coming on. We have Joe Merlino in the background also. I've just been real busy with the vodka company. We have Champagne D Rock also, which you can buy. If you want Champagne D Rock, you have to come to us. We're the only company that has it in the U.S. It's made in Champagne, France. And that, too, is just excellent. So, sorry to say with the Patreon that we're out of commission with that, but... you'll hear more stories and you'll hear more about my life on YouTube for free. We're down to one person now.
Who has the power on Arthur Avenue now, Albanians or Italians?
Could be the Albanians. However, there's a lot more Italians if they got together. So I would say the Albanians, and I haven't been up there in a while. But there's, I would say, listen, before I left, we had a mutual respect with everybody. So they didn't mess with us, we didn't mess with them. And I actually really liked, the two heads was Alex and Nicky, his second in command. I got along with both of them. I really liked them. I had a lot of respect for them.
Dom, did Gene Borello have any dealings with you in the streets, or were you from different eras?
No, Gene never had any dealings with me, but I had a lot of dealings with the guy who Gene was around, Ronnie Gialonzo. So I was close to with Jerry Asaro, who's, I think they're cousins, Ronnie and Jerry Asaro. So we had a lot of dealings with them. No? You're shaking your head. Like I can't read that.
There's a lot of comments, and they're between comments and questions. So you
Okay.
most of them don't have the question mark. It's gotta read fast. Okay, it says, can you talk about ICN and watches? Seems like you guys have a lot of nice watches.
Watches, I've always liked watches. That was my thing. Actually, clothes, watches, and cars. That was my vice. So, just like my watches. So, what?
Do you still wear CK to make you smell like Vinny?
No, I don't wear it. And it's Calvin. No, I haven't worn that in many, many years. Like I said, my preference is Tom Ford. Actually, it was given to me as a gift when I was in Europe. A lady who, with the locals, we were trying to bring wines over into the U.S. to put our own label on it. And she had given it to me as a gift. And ever since then, I love the smell of it because not too many people wear it.
Super chat from Jared Gates.
Thank you for the super chat.
And then we have another one from Alexander Wilson with a question.
Yes, hit the question and thank you, Alexander.
What was your relationship with Joey D'Angelo?
Joey D'Angelo. We never met. Never met Joey D'Angelo. He was in MCC. I was MCC, that's in Manhattan. I was in MDC, Brooklyn, New York. Vinny was with him. He was on the John Gotti. The only correlations we had, John Gotti Jr. and Vinny Basciano concocted a scenario before we cooperated that I was going to testify at our trial and talk about we do everything legit, we don't do anything illegal, because at that time, Joe Massino, Sal Vitale, nobody knew me. And I had a lot of different businesses, but it was still suicide. So that's the only correlation I had with Joey D'Angelo.
I want to address something that's happening in the chat.
Okay.
There's a comment that's saying that they pick and choose what questions they want him to answer.
Okay,
And I'm
well-
just wanting them to know. We're trying, just one person, maybe two, trying to read 800 comments in 5 seconds so I can give you feedback fast enough.
Listen, guys, if you feel that way, hit it. Put a little funds on it that it pops up and stays there.
Exactly. If
You
you
can
want
put a
that
penny,
question-
a penny. I don't care. It's not for the money. And they'll ask me the bad questions too. Ask them all. I don't give a shit. I don't block anybody. Only one person I blocked, he said something like really bad, like disgusting bad. And that's the only person. But other than that, let him come. I don't care.
We got a super chat here. How long was Bruno on the street between getting paroled and getting re-locked up?
Oh, the first time Bruno was out, let me see. I would say maybe about 3 years. And then he got violated. When he got violated, Vinny and I gave him money for the lawyer. And Bruno sent word, we got him violated, that we brought the heat. So we knew there was surveillance photos. Finally, when Bruno had his hearing at court, now Bruno was telling his wife Kathy, he was married to Kathy Burke, because of Vinny and myself, we brought the heat to him. He came down to the Bronx. We had the law enforcement on us, and it was us. So he has the hearing, and who testifies? Is Bruno's probation officer with the photos he had taken of Bruno, Vinny, and myself. So we looked at each other. We said, yeah, it was us. So we have Bruno's probation officer watching us, surveilling us. So that's just Bruno with his antics. Funny bastard. But he did, I think, 12 months. Then he came home. And he wound up getting violated. I think violated a second. I'm not sure if he got violated a second time. But I know the time when I cooperated, that's when he got his legs cut out from him. He was done.
Tom, did you frequent the Glen Island Casino, Bronx? My cousin Nikki used to own it.
Yeah, no, I didn't frequent the Glen Island Casino. No, as a kid we used to go there, but no, not when I was home. Kerry, anything since you're back? Are you gonna help him out? We'll look pretty over there.
Dom, do you think Michael found out you wanted to kill him, and how do you think he found out, if so?
Well, he found out when I cooperated and testified. I'm pretty sure it came out at one of the trials that I was looking to kill him, and that's it. Valentine's Day would have been Michael's last 2000, I think. What was it? 2005. Yep, Valentine's Day of 2005 would have been Michael's last day. So, but he's lucky the government locked me up, and I'm glad in a way because we just had killed somebody else, and I'm better off.
Tom, what do you think would have happened if Big Paul was never clipped? Would the mafia still be around, or would it have just taken longer for it to die?
Big Paul. Big Paul would have had life in prison. He wouldn't. It didn't matter. He wasn't. I don't think he was that well respected as the Chin. It's just I don't know. I don't know for his own people to hate him or dislike him, but Gotti had to make a move on him because he had no choice. He didn't want Paul to get those tapes. We're talking about drugs because he knew that would have been a death sentence for Gotti and his whole crew. So, they did what they had to do. You got to give them that. They had the balls to do it and pull it off. So, give them respect. Even though that's not part of the life, you're never supposed to kill a boss.
Donation from Tony Gaffert.
Thank you, Tony, for the donation.
You're the king. The others are cash. Just do what you want.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I always try to keep it real. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not always going to get things right. And when it's brought to my attention, like Joey did, he's right. No, I was wrong. So, that's the difference with me. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's the sign of a man. It's a sign of somebody even being humble at times. And it hurts. Trust me. It's a prideful thing. Kerry knows it too. Because I blasted him last night with something on a text message. And Kerry comes back at me. Well, good. F you. So I'm looking at my text in the morning at 3 o'clock and I'm like, oh, I meant the text I sent him was jokingly, but in the text message, it doesn't joke. And then right away I said, Gary, my bad. I apologize. I was wrong. He's like, thank you. Immediately at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you. But that's just the way I am. And he's like, Dom, you don't have to apologize, but thank you. I appreciate it. And I was like, no, I meant...
Yes, you did.
Huh?
Yes, you did.
Okay, whatever.
But it was good.
All right. So, next.
Why did
'Cause
Joey
he loves it.
Cupcakes
Why
They're
Joey
all waiting.
Cupcakes?
resort to stabbing a guy oh my God,
It moved.
if he was if he was a tough guy, why didn't he just give the guy a beating?
Everybody's different, It's not always about hitting. Sometimes, I guess, Joe, in the heat of a moment, grabbed a knife. Like he could have grabbed a baseball bat and started smashing the guy's skull in. So everybody's different.
So Mike Kahn has a serious question for you. Do you think that the government can monitor your apartment through bugs and cameras if you're in probation?
Do I think the government, listen, if they want you, they'll do what they have to do. Yes, they'll do whatever they want. So that's what I doubt, especially if they think you're doing something wrong.
Dom, why did Scammy say you look like a mix between Forrest Gump and Herman Mobster?
What, Sammy said I did?
Apparently.
Oh, damn. Scammy. I have no idea, but you know what? I'd rather look like that than Precious on Lord of the Rings, because that's what he looked like, with one hair and really, but it's all good. To each his own.
Dom, do you think Michael found out you wanted to kill him, and now you think he found...
They read that. We read that, I think. That's all right. A little slow today. He didn't have his vodka, or he had too much vodka. One or the other.
Probably.
Too much, right?
Back in the day, gangsters were only marry Italian women. When did that start to change, and how is that received? Even biracial relationships would be unheard of back in the 80s. Just curious.
Good question. You're correct with that. But it wasn't frowned upon. The only thing that was frowned upon was biracial. Like, there would be people talking under their breath. I could give two shits who you're married to. It doesn't matter. A man's a man's a man. They could fall in love with anybody. I fell in love with a corrections officer, and it just so happened when I came home, we didn't work out. She was just too... I would say controlling, jealous. She accused me of going with my cousin, who my cousin and I grew up like brother and sister, and it's just disgusting to even come out. And everybody knows Italian families are close, so it was crazy. Because she called me, "Hey Brat, want to wish you a happy birthday," and it wasn't even her. It was my other girl cousin that said that. And from there on, it was just chaotic. So toxic marriage.
And Dom, when you took over gambling spots from other ethnic groups in the Bronx, did you have to use force, or did they always want to negotiate?
I really never took over gambling spots. That was Vinny's thing. There's some ethnic groups that would just step aside. They, knowing. But then again, you could go and do it with finesse. Look out for them. You offer them a few dollars. There's ways to do it. You always don't have to strong arm.
Dom, who would you like to interview next?
Who would I like to interview next? I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good me interview. I would have to say Joey. And the only reason why I say him is I like to hear what's on his mind face to face. And I would even go to his location. So, like I said, when your time's up, your time's up. And just ask him, pick his brain. And I understand his views, and I'm okay with that. But I know that'll never happen, but I would definitely like to get inside his head.
Dom, if you could go back in time to 1931, when the commission started, what family would you be in?
Any family back then, because they were all prominent. I mean, that was a different era. I think we missed our eras coming into the life, especially nowadays. Like somebody was telling me again, and I'll bring it up. You have a alleged mob boss of Philly on social media. You have guys, all mafia guys, on Facebook. It's like, are you kidding me? You're on social media posting? So, it's supposed to be a secret society. You're supposed to be underground. So I think we all missed our eras.
D-Man, donation.
Thank you for the donation.
Do you think Sicilians will overthrow the American mafia?
No, that'll never happen because it's different for them to come over from Sicily. Like I said, I'm half Sicilian, half Napolitan, and it's just different. So it's just different life nowadays. You have too much surveillance. Really, it's difficult. Even if I was still in the life, you know how hard it is? You have to bring everything legally. Really, because there's really no money in the streets other than selling drugs. That's the only way, and that's the lifespan, and that's really short-lived. So, you're better off legit. There's too much money out there, legally.
Donation from Gerald Gates.
Thank you, Gerald, for the donation.
Did you ever have a beef with Michael Francini?
Frenchies?
Francis.
No. Never had a beef with Michael. Michael's always supportive. We kick it back and forth. If he sees I'm upset, he'll text me, "You're all right, you need to speak." Michael's a great, great guy. I mean, classy. He is the podfather of this genre. The way he's very eloquent, the way he speaks, the way he presents himself. Guy is sharp. Okay, Kerry's getting tired.
Donation from, I think it's Daja, DJA.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Dom, I read in a book that Vinny went into protective custody when he first went into jail back in the day. Did people out on the streets know this? If so, what did they think about it?
I'd never even heard of that. I don't see Vinny going into protective custody at all. Vinny's the type of guy, he will go at it. If he win, lose, or draw, he'll go at it. But watch out, he's going to come kill you. So I doubt he was put in protective custody. Or he went involuntarily into protective custody. Now, I'll give you a scenario. Back in my drug case, my co-defendant flipped on the case, and I never posed a threat to him, but just because I had a murder in my past, they threw me in basically it was a PC unit. It wasn't PC, protected custody. There was a lot of high-profile guys there. So they had the Willie Falcone, Sal Magluta. They were close with Pablo Escobar. That we were all in that unit, but in that unit it was prominent, all rats. 90% were rats. So they threw me in that unit. And I wanted to come back out to the compound, and they just wouldn't let me back out in the compound.
Dom, who were your supporting heroes growing up?
My supporting heroes in the street? I would say Big Ernie. He was the key. Muscarello. Right?
Hey, Dom, secret society is out the window a long time ago, isn't it? Social media, not exactly secret, is it?
Absolutely, it's gone, done. There is no secret society. And just look, Joey Merlino's on a podcast, so I showed you. John Gotti was signing autographs, so what does that tell you?
Melinda Duncan, I had just joined the Patreon. Have you thoughts of continuing it on your own?
Maybe, I don't know. Right now, again, if my computer guys set it up for me, then there'll be something. But I'd rather give things free. We could go into the life story if people want to ask questions. That's why I like doing the lives. Give us some ideas, and I'll run with them.
Another super chat from Tony Gafford.
Thank you, Tony.
He just laughed. He was
Okay.
just donating.
Back then, did Brooklyn or the Bronx had more tough mobsters?
Listen, anybody could be a tough guy. It's not hard, especially you have a gun. So to say tough guys, you have tough guys all over the place. Just depends. It's easy to pull out a gun and shoot somebody. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do that.
So we got to go back and look at Henry Hagedorn's comments because he's saying, read my comments about Dom being soft as cotton.
Okay, I'm soft as cotton.
Okay.
Good. I wish the government would have thought that. Maybe I would have got a lot less years.
Bear with me.
What was your favorite Italian restaurant in the Bronx?
Like Spato's. At one time, Joe Nino's in the Pelham Bay section was excellent. Villa Barone. There was another good restaurant. El Bischetto's on Gun Hill Road. Those, I would say, were the top four.
Dom, when are you laying down some tracks? You keep promising us to do this, so when are you going on?
I will.
Big Jason tank top.
I will. I just need some beats to go behind it. Oh, Big Jason tank top. Kerry, you're starting some shit again. That's Kerry.
Dom, in your day, was there any tension between Sicilians and Napolitan in the Bonanos? If so, how did you fit being 50-50?
There's always tension, especially when you have people coming over from the other country. But, they work it out. It's supposed to be an organization, criminals, and everybody tries to find the common ground. If you can't work it out, then you do what you have to do at the end of the day.
Well, you have a new nickname, Dom, from Vintage Pipes Nightmares. He's calling you the electronic watch mobster.
Thank you for that one. Okay, that's a first.
Dom, is it true you were banging Jennifer Lopez back in the day?
J-Lo! Actually, my boy Big Jimmy, if people know him, verify it with Jimmy. I had a girl. She looked similar to J-Lo. I mean, backside and everything. And he was like, oh my God, it looks just like her. I said, yeah, but no, I never went with J-Lo. What?
Hi, did you ever meet Al Capone?
Yes, I met him. We actually had breakfast together, sat down, we spoke a lot. During the Prohibition, I did a lot with him, killed a lot of people with him. And, we had a lot of fun together. We used to go out with the kids, the families. No, I never met Al Capone.
So donation from Stefan.
Thank you, Stefan.
What happened to the guy who made advances to Maddie?
Oh, that snake, he's still squirming around. His lawsuit's still going. I'll be talking about that some more, too. I actually have videos that I'm going to be busting out about that, with people touching other people inappropriately, thinking you could rub a woman's shoulder, her arm. That just shows. So I'm not mentioning names yet, but you know who you are because you're watching the channel. I got tapes. I even have police report tapes that I will be letting loose out. So you'll see how people are lowlifes and scumbags out there, that they just because they want to use somebody's past because they get vindictive. So you are going to be exposed all over social media, buddy. I got you. I have your ticket. Don't worry.
Hey, Dom, why do you think Vinny stepped down from being boss so quickly and promoted the nose? Who would you have chosen?
Vinny never stepped down. Vinny got locked up. Vinny put Michael in place. So that was Vinny. If I get locked up, Vinny's exact words were, Michael, if I get locked up, you take the top position. Dominic has your back. You go to Dominic for anything. Everything goes through Dominic. You have a problem with somebody, bring it to Dominic. He'll handle it. At the end of the day, Michael, if Joe says no, Joe's our boss. If Joe decides no, then you step down. Joe, because it's Joe's family. But I'm putting you here, so if anything does happen, I'm putting you here so if something happens to me, we don't skip a beat. We're still running until Joe sends official word. You'll be the acting boss, and Dominic will be in second command. He has your back, and that's the way it was. So, and then it came out Joe Massino cooperated, and that was it. So Michael slid in that position. He was the acting boss. So they could have voted on it actually if they wanted all the captains, but it is what it is.
Donation from Joe Hernandez.
Thank you, Joe, for the donation.
I asked the question, who would you like to interview? Would you be up for a sit down with the Bull Sammy? You already did that.
Sammy, listen, I have a bitter taste in my mouth with Sammy. If we sat down, I'm going to rip him apart verbally. As far as I'm going to call him out on his lies, Alan Kaiser. There's going to be no hood off. And I'll address this because people said I avoided questions with Sammy when we were close. I avoided it not to bring it out to light. Just let it slide by. Gave him the benefit of the doubt. He was my friend. But Sammy's out for Sammy. Sammy only cares about Sammy. Sammy lies and deceives people with his bullshit. Just like the Alan Kaiser thing. It's confirmed. Mikey Scars told me he never apologized to Alan's family. Never apologized. Jay said he did. He took care of it. If that shows you his character, when you deal with a serial killer, it's just, he's narcissistical. He's just not a nice person. To take out your own brother-in-law, family members, people that did you right, that you grew up with, because they had money, you wanted to take their money, their wives, their girlfriends. That's, I don't know if he did that, but he tells stories about they were hot, hitting on him, so who knows at the end of the day? Who knows? He's just diabolical. He's not a nice person. But I would love to sit down with him because now I would just rip him open verbally, going back and forth. And I would try to keep it respectfully. But, he would never do that. He's not man enough.
A donation from Billy8216.
Thank you, Billy, for the donation.
A question from Richard Romero. Dom, one question. How can the Bonanno crime family be a factor with no commission seat dating back to Lucky's days as boss of bosses? So how or when was the Bonanno family members ever a threat to the mob?
Bonanno families, listen, commission, no commission. We had unions. We had the union in Mount Vernon, or Westchester, I'm sorry. What was it? The Laborers Union. We had the New York Post. So, it doesn't matter, commission, not commission. We were a powerhouse at one time. And it was said even the Genovese crime family stated that. Because, again, we had no rats. Joe Merlino brought us to prominence. And as quick as not quick, the time he brought us up, Joe Merlino destroyed us, brought us back down in the toilet. So that's Joe Merlino's legacy. So, but we were a powerhouse.
Donation from J777.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate the donation.
Opinion on Crazy Phil and how Nicky ran Philly.
Oh, stories I heard of Nicky he was another one. Napoleon complex would kill you in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, who was it? I was roommates with a soldier. What was it? I'll get his name. I think Nicky. I want to say not Scarpo, Sgraffiti. Sgraffiti was his last name. He had told me, he said, Nicky, if you go out with him, because he would go out with all his guys, he didn't like anybody to wear cologne. He would not let the guys wear cologne. So I was like, get out of here. Like, you can't wear cologne. So that's what I was told. I don't know if it's true. Other people could verify it. But I was told you couldn't wear cologne with him. But he was a dangerous guy. He didn't play. You had to watch your P's and Q's with him.
Viper donation.
Thank you, Viper, for the donation.
Dom, did you know little Anthony Pepitone?
Yes, I knew Anthony Pepitone. He got straightened out after me. I was at the induction ceremony when he got straightened out. I liked him. And actually, Anthony Pepitone went up to, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but threatened him with a gun at the guy's house, which that's a no-no. I would never do that. That's what he did after I got locked up. So, yes, I heard of Anthony Pepitone. I was actually at his induction ceremony.
Then we also have super chats from Billy8216.
Thank you, Billy, for the
And
super chat.
Johnny Utah is another.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Anything else? Questions?
What time?
Comments?
We
How
got
many people are on?
645.
Oh, so we're going, so we could tell more stories then. Guys, if you missed it, egvodka.com. Go to egvodka. Order your vodka now. 44 states we're going to be in. Get your vodka, 100% organic. Good. I feel like, what was his name? What's the story, Jerry? Crazy Eddie. Crazy Eddie. For you guys who are old, you know what I'm talking about. He used to go on, throw things. Crazy Eddie's, come here, come buy this, come buy that. Buy your EG vodka, goddammit, get it now.
Do you remember the Randall Bar on Tremont?
Yes, I do.
A lot of business went on there.
Yes, I do. I remember, too, somebody mentioned in one of the comments, Ruffles. Listen, I'll tell you a story. I was about 15, 16 years old. We went down to Hunts Point, not Hunts Point, 42nd Street, where they had the peep shows back then with kids. We got a fake ID, college ID. And for 18 at that time, I was drinking. First time we went up there was Ruffles, and then there was another 2 bars, I think, across the street on Tremont Avenue, going Frog's Neck section. And we got there, we're young. We got there like 5, 6 o'clock. It's still light out. We're dressed up. The band started maybe about 7 o'clock, 7:30. And it was all new to me. You see the girls. The stage was in the middle of the bar. So you had the bar, stage, and you see these girls like just dancing. It was like, I had my tongue out. Like, it was just, it was fun. Different time back then, different era.
Any stories about Bobby Cabert?
Oh, Bruce.
Bobby Cabert or Cabert Bisacia or the Carmine Gravano murder?
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, but please bear with him. No, I don't know.
I can't even.
That's all right. He's trying his best, folks. So our anchor's gone. That's it. That's all right, Don.
I gotta find a translator. Or
It's
something.
okay. Ask Siri. I ask Siri. She tells me, I'll tell her, hey, Siri, go F off. She's like, don't talk to me that way. I'm like, whatever.
A comment from Lisa Hagen. You and Scars together would be a good show.
For her day trip to a different planet.
See?
Spaceship as the tour guide.
Thank you, Siri.
All right, Siri.
Teleportation. Bleep
night.
bloop. Bleep bloop. All set? He said, smiling. Off we go. Whoosh.
Siri, shut up.
There are creatures that can't fly back.
Siri, shut up.
Opening the panel. A creep babbled in the background.
Oh, my God.
Deep
It's a whole story.
Oh, yeah, kill that.
The guide continued.
Where the hell did that
He
come
kept
from?
shivering.
See? Where I tell you about her. I'm not even going to say her name. That's good. All right, so where were we?
What do you think of Sal?
Oh, me and Mikey Scars?
Okay.
It was me, Mikey Scars. I would love to do a show with him. So, and RJ as well. I like RJ. I think he'd be great to commentate between both of us. Now, what was that with Sal? Carrie?
I'm finding it again. What do you think of? It just moved.
It's going too fast.
Yeah. What do you think of Sam Police? How do you pronounce it? Polish?
Whatever, Poloski,
Yeah,
whatever,
Polish.
Polos.
He's done some good interviews. What do you think of him?
I don't know. I haven't seen his interviews. I seen the name, but I really didn't watch the interview.
Joe Hernandez says, Siri's my wife.
I don't know about that. They both nag.
We have a super chat from Dean Justice.
Again, thanks, Dean.
Any funny stories from the Jersey Shore?
Jersey Shore. I have to go back too many years. I was down there one time with a big group of guys, but off the top of my head, no. Sorry about that. Carrie.
I'll find one just for you.
All right.
I'd like to know what Vinny thought of Michael telling you that you got nothing coming. That's pretty sad for a guy who got the finger pinched.
You know what? I was in the hole for 4 months. They had me under the SAMS Act for trying to kill the prosecutor because they didn't know if the plot was still on because at that time, they wound up arresting Ace, Anthony Aiello. But when I came out of the hole, I reached out and come to find out, Michael even dismantled my whole crew. So when I sat down with Vinny, I'm like, Vinny, like, are you aware? And Vinny just played it off not to get me pissed off. Well, I don't know what's really going on. It's tight. You know, they have me, the monitor and everything. And I knew he was full of shit, but he just didn't tell me. And that is sad. That is sad. But that just shows Michael, his caliber. He doesn't know the life. He's not smart. And you know what? If he did the right thing, maybe I don't cooperate. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and But he just made it that much easier for me to say, you know what? Damn this. I'm done with this. Because in my book, loyalty works both ways, and I'm tired of getting burnt my entire life. So I just felt it was time.
Dom, was the Bonino family welcome back into
Not
the commission?
Bonino, Bonanno.
Bonanno.
Get that straight, but that's all right.
I got it.
Welcome back. What?
Into the commission.
I think at one time, yes, we were back to seat, but during that period coming up now in the 70s, 80s, 90s, it wasn't like back in the day. It was different. Everybody did their own thing.
Hey, Dom, do you have to give Ace any money since you've been out free?
No, I haven't sent him a penny. I did try writing him. Ace did not respond, seeing if he needs anything. But I know a few people that are taking care of him. I'm not one of them. But like I told him in the letter, I'm here for him, whatever he needs. But Ace is stand up. He's probably looking at me as a rat. I'll never talk to him again. But Ace says, we say in Italian, gabados, dickhead. So, and I feel bad for him. Until this day, I love him, but it is what it is.
Question: what do you think about Sao Polisi?
We just asked that.
Okay, but so the other one is, did you know or ever met Joel Waverly Casal?
Joe Waverly, no.
No.
No, I never met him. I heard a lot of good things about him, though.
Hey, Don, lately your shows are sounding more and more like a gossip. Enough with Sammy. We get it, brother. Take care. That's from Polly Hops.
Okay. Sorry, Paulie. It's all just current affairs. So, all right. 2 more? 3 more? There's still people on?
Yeah, there's 630 people, but they seem to, everybody chats within it.
Yeah, that's
that's
what happens.
That's why it takes us a little longer.
All right, guys. Listen, everybody, thank you for all the donations today. And I hope Joey's watching. I hope now it's clarified. Come at me all you want. Come out with paperwork. Call me a rat. I'm okay with that. Don't get offended. It is what it is, brother. It is what it is. Everybody, wish everybody the best. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Until I might do something on Tuesday, 10 a.m. I might release something. So stay tuned. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified. This way you're notified. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Just hit that subscribe button. Keep on coming on. And I see the numbers go up. Maybe I'll come out with more stuff. Like I said, Gene will be on. We spoke today. He said he wants to come on live. He has to get, he's a little disheveled from being locked down in the hole. so long just coming out. I understand that. We have Joe Merlino coming on. There's other people in the works bringing on, and I'll try to keep it interesting that we're not redundant. But I will definitely address things when people say things about me. I was never one to back down. Even though I say I'm not going to get involved with that, I just can't back down. Too much pride. And I'll always keep it real. With that, great weekend, everybody. Wish everybody the best. Peace out. Have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Peace out.